Welcome back. Let's move to the end.
I'm sorry, Lucifer. I could not keep my promise.
I don't know what Lucifer was like, so this doesn't mean much coming from me. But if Lucifer fought for humans during the Great War, then I don't think he'd want his friend to reject humanity.
Lucifer's wish to protect the world, peace for all living things.
Yuri! Hurry! I'm on it!
Here we go. Estelle, synchronize. Judith, give me support. Okay. Understood. Yuri, let's go! My heart's all aflutter.
We're counting on you, boss.
No one looks like a little Pokemon, man.
So then they truly intend to give up the blastia.
Big old octopus almost.
It's over? Oh, no way! Our plan isn't working! No, it's okay. Just a little more. It just needs a little more power. But how? There isn't any more.
Come on, we gotta do something!
It's gotta work.
This can't be how it ends!
Interlocea, spirits, humans. Lucifer, can this world truly change?
Damn it, come on!
Giant light blade! This thing pretty much was just a giant octopus. Kind of a crazy concept. Massive octopus, like the size of the planet that's about to eat it.
Spirits? You mean all of them? Awesome! All the Interlocea who became Autophagos, they all transformed into these spirits.
So the Autophagos was also part of this world. Unbelievable.
It's so beautiful. Ah, it is.
We did it.
Was this truly the right thing for us to do?
I don't know. We lost all the blastia, and with that, the barriers are gone. But we chose that path, so I guess we gotta live with it. As long as we're still alive, we'll be okay.
You are strong.
Yeah, well, that's because I'm not alone. Hey, Duke! See you around.
Yuri!
Great job, Yuri!
Yuri, that was so awesome! Oh, man!
About the fire and earth spirits. I'm just gonna leave them behind, just forget about them. And this looks like a credit roll. Yep, there it is. Oh man. I'm done. I made it. 106 episodes. So obviously the longest, well, second longest series I've had on the channel, the longest being The Witcher 3. Let's talk about what makes Tales of Vesperia such an amazing game. So right out of the gate, this game is already a 10 out of 10 for me. I absolutely love Tales of Vesperia. You know, as I mentioned, I played this a long time ago. Playing it again now, 10 years later, and like doing some of the stuff I did and seeing the new stuff. You know, going after all the Gigano monsters, getting the third form of Duke, all that stuff was a lot of fun. So, first thing, biggest thing about this game that makes it phenomenal is the combat. You know, you look across various JRPGs. Dragon Age is still very standard and turn-based. I liked Dragon Age. I liked the game. I liked the story. But the combat in it was so just mundane, I couldn't even bring myself to finish playing the game. You know, same with like look, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII. Back in the day, that was fine, I guess. But nowadays, it's just not fun, man. It's not fun. Just pure turn-based. Yeah, there's a place for it, but it's not really engaging at all. Whereas the combat in this game, you have an input for every single combo you're putting in, and that's awesome. It keeps you constantly doing things. You know, there is no just attack. Okay, damn it, that didn't work. Let's try this. You know, it's your combos and your damage is up to you as a player. Anyway, so yeah, combat is one of the best JRPG combat systems we ever had. I mean, I touched more on this in depth, in like episode 97, I think it was, the one where I did the stream. But you know, the combat system of this is phenomenal. Looking at the overall cast, I think this game has an awesome lineup. You know, nobody in particular is you know, like you see, the point is you get good character development with just about everybody. You know, you have characters that are kind of there for comedic relief like Raven. You have characters that are the whiny characters that eventually, you know, they get bigger and they grow on you like Carol. But even all the way up to the end, you know, you still had Rita giving Carol boops when you'd say something dumb. Just really good character development, I feel. And to that extent, the story too, the story in this game, like, man, you know, it's not, like a lot of games, there's always that big bad protagonist. In this game, you take a look at Alexei, for example. Alexei, what he thought was going to be good was actually completely misguided. So then you have the whole, like, falling into insanity type thing, like, oh my god, I fucked up so bad, the whole world's just going to die. And then the final boss, Duke, isn't necessarily just a big bad guy, but just another person who's part of the world that's been helping you that doesn't see another way out of it. And so you ultimately have a clash of ideals versus a clash of good versus bad. And I think that's what makes the story here so enjoyable, is it's not just, you know, plain black and white. There is a lot of gray area in the story, particularly in regards to like Yuri's character development. You know, the question of morality and surrounding, you know, killing one person and and laws and what's considered just. You know, you have somebody that's hurting people. Yuri takes it upon himself to end that person, despite the fact that he's committing murder, because it's going to be better for the population. It's going to be better overall for the people that are alive. So there's a lot of questions regarding, you know, morality and what is right and what is wrong, and very little actual black and white in this game, which I really like about the story. Music in this game, obviously dope. Animation style, considering it's a 10-year-old game, dope. I think a lot of people, they look at this game and they think, you know, like, oh, this is just weeb shit. And, like, honestly, it's kind of just a really, really bad take. I mean, yes, it is a JRPG. Yes, it's animation. But, like, if you want to be technical, looking at this animation, this is a lot closer, animation-wise, to more Americanized cartoons than Japanese cartoons and anime. You know, the characters don't have big old anime eyes and little heart-shaped faces. So, while it is an animated game, I wouldn't really classify this as anime necessarily. But despite that, you know, a lot of people just, that's their hot take, and then they never get to experience what's one of the best JRPGs ever made. So, I think another good thing, I mean, looking at time, you know, these days games they're so short, and, you know, just the first playthrough. Now, let's look at stuff I did. I went and I got all the legendary weapons, basically, for the final last boss. I went and did all the Gigano monsters, which were just kind of bonus challenge things. So kind of like two you know, side content type things that are interesting. And we're still, I would say this is probably going to clock in somewhere around 65, 70 hours, maybe 70 hours for the first playthrough. And there's still a lot more. There's the 100-man melee tournaments that you can do in Nordopolica, the 200-man melee tournaments. We have tournaments you can do with every character. We have the air crenes, like that lava place that I started exploring. There's a bunch of those. Those are just optional dungeons you can do. The Necropolis of Nostalgia goes way deeper and has a super hard boss that is supposed to be... He's the only boss in this game that's considered on par or potentially harder than Radiant Winged Angel. So you have, you know, super badass hidden boss through a crazy dungeon you got to get through. So if we're talking all that content, honestly, there's probably about another, you know, at least 10 to 20 hours of stuff in this game that you could get through for just one playthrough. And that's not even counting New Game Plus, where you have stuff like the Grade Shop and you level up faster and you can unlock all kinds of items. I mean, it's, you know, for... If we look at the RPGs that are on the Switch, right now, this is my top tier choice. If you want a RPG that you can sink your teeth into for hours and hours and hours on the Switch, without question, it's Tales of Vesperia. Oh, never mind, I gotta hit end save. So that little star, if I remember correctly, yeah, 65 hours just to beat stuff. So not bad, I was good on my estimation. What's great, from here too, you can either go EX New Game, which will change a bunch of stuff. Let me just kind of show it real quick. About the New Game save. You can start from the beginning by loading a clear data file. Downloaded content will be carried over. Look at this. You can decide what you want. Now, what's interesting here is this stuff costs grade. Your grade is what you earn as you're doing battles. So I could be like, oh, you know, I want max 99 on items. I want items. I want, but you gotta have all my gold. Obviously, I want like my skills. You know, you can pick whose skills you want. You could, you know, increase HP. You can do all this shit just to make your second playthrough more interesting. You can inherit the power of the Fell Arms. You can buy those in the Grade Shop, I think. The Fell Arms themselves cannot be transferred. Huh? I thought you can transfer them. You can do unknown difficulty, which just makes everything super fucking hard. So unlock all skits, increase drop rate, double grade, double experience. There's all kinds of shit here you can do, which is fantastic. But let's say you don't want to go straight into New Game Plus. Let's say that's not what you're ready to do, right? Like I said, you still just have post-game, which is great because, you know, one of the things I think a lot of us or annoyed about. I mean, taking Dark Souls 1 as an example, I know it's a completely separate game, but I always hated that you killed Gwyn, and then it was just like, alright, New Game Plus, here you go. You know, like, there's shit I want to do in a current playthrough. And, you know, obviously this isn't the case with all the Dark Souls games, but I do know RPGs that have done that, and that's always really annoying. But, you know, if you wanted to, you could load up your save that you just finished, and then effectively farm grade, and then do a New Game Plus playthrough that has everything. I wonder what happens if we... Curious to see, is Duke still up there? Can we just go back and fight Duke again? Just keep fighting him? I think that's how it works, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so we can just come back and keep fighting Duke. So technically I could have fought Duke, reloaded, and then gone and fought him again for the third form. Come back here and farm. You can go to the bonus areas. There's so much shit to do. Out of my way. One thing I want to do before we wrap up. Because after a long journey, everyone deserves to relax a little bit. Can't wait. I'm probably gonna do New Game Plus playthrough. I mean, I'm not gonna record all of it, of course, but just play this game into the ground. Like I said, this is my go-to RPG on the Switch. I will play it into the ground. I thought there's like cutscenes and stuff with this place. I don't know how to get them to work. I just paid 10,000 gold. Here we go. That's where I'm supposed to go. Finest open-air baths that Turk Lumras has to offer. Oh, Raven. Oh, man. Well, I don't know what the hell gets him unclean. I beat Duke. Oh, well. Looks like we do not get to go to the hot springs to relax, despite being done our playthrough. But either way, guys, this one will wrap on up. It's been a hell of a series, but it's finally done. And up next, we have Sekiro. So, for those of you that stuck around all the way to the end through 106 episodes, appreciate the patronage. Glad that you guys decided to join me on this journey. This really is one of my all-time favorite games, so thanks for coming along. And other than that, I'll catch you guys soon enough with Sekiro.